Hey friend, so I'm so glad you're back. I would hope that you've already uploaded and done everything you need to do to create your brand kit. And the next thing that I want to teach you how to do is set up your folders in Canva. So this is kind of what I'm saying, where I want you to make sure that you have all the tools and all the things that you need before you ever start, and that means that your brand is a system. So when I say I want you to set up your asset folders, I'm talking about any images, any patterns, any headshots, I'll show you how to source like icons and graphics. This can all be sourced in Canva itself, or you can source some free resources like Unsplash and Pexels. Like, those are great places to find free imagery that you are allowed to use. You can bring in your stock, like if you're paying for a stock image subscription or a stock images at all, I would bring them in here and house them all in one specific folder. Or I will also show you, you can start, if you have certain themes, like if you're thinking about Tuesday tips and you are always using a pen image or like a desk image, you can start breaking down your folders that way, so that if you're in a specific folder, you know, like these are my Tuesday tip images, or these are my like networking Thursday images, something like that. So when I set up my folders, my brand assets, I basically kind of design in Canva as I go. And so I have all the individual pieces set up in here, so that I can create any image or any design as I go along in Canva. And I have them set up as SVG files. It's just because when I'm designing in Canva, let me show you my assets. When I'm designing in Canva and I use an SVG file, I can edit the color right there in Canva. If you are using a PNG image or a JPEG, you're going to have to switch assets each time, like the color each time. So that's just something that you need to keep in mind with for workflow. And when I say that I want you to set up all your folders in Canva, this is why. I want you to be able to access each folder like your asset folder, so that when you're designing, you just have easy design access to this, and you can flip through the different images that you're looking for. You can flip through the different assets that you want to add, and it's literally all there in your left sidebar, and you can just move through really quickly, and you know that your entire system and all the tools that you need are right there in place for you. So as you're setting up your folders, like I said, I hope you would set up an asset folder with this would be like your patterns, if you have different color icons, if you have like pieces like this that you want to create graphics from. And then I would also set up, so I have images and headshots that I use. These are just all going to sit here so that I know if I need a headshot or personal image, I can use these ones. If you want to, you can set up, so I obviously started kind of breaking each of my image folders down into themes. So if I have women working, these are my images, and they came from Unsplash. I usually like to, if I don't find them in Canva, or even if I do find them in Canva, I'll add the title Canva and then whatever it is. I like to put where I found the images, so I can go back if I want to look for other images, like maybe the ones that I realize I'm using consistently come from Unsplash. Maybe I need to go source more images. I like to know where they came from, and I also like to know that because then I can see who the artist is that took them, and I can credit them if I want to, depending on what I'm working on. So I'm going to show you within Canva. If you go to the Elements tab, you can search lines and shapes, you can search graphics, you can search photos, you can search videos. I would take some time, and because you're already paying for it, I guess I'm suggesting that you do this in Canva. If you want to, you can go to Unsplash, you can go to Pexels. If you have a stock subscription, then again, I would download that and upload it into a file in Canva like I just showed you. So you can do any of that. If you want to be using Canva and kind of getting the most of it, I would say maybe we want to search fall leaves. For example, it's fall, I'm feeling festive. I want to search fall leaves. if you want to start creating a folder of fall leaves, or even if you're just creating a folder that's just like images that you like using, you can click the three dots up here on the right hand side and you're going to add to a folder. You can add it to a folder that you've already created, or you can create a new folder. You can name the folder source images, fall leaves, and add it to a new folder. And then if you need to find a folder here in the left hand side and it's not showing for you, you can go to the folder section, and this will show a list of all the folders that you've created to include the fall leaves folder. And now you have access to that image. I would take some time again at the front end of all of this. I would set a timer, or maybe give yourself, you know, if you're short on time and you only have like maybe 30 minutes a day for a week or something, take that time and make sure that you get at least a good set of assets. I'm talking like set yourself up with your brand kit, obviously, and then give yourself, you know, like 20 images that you can use. Again, within this assets page, you can find, you can find graphics that you may want to use, especially if you're working with someone else. This might be helpful, so that you can say something like, I only like this coffee cup. So then you can just add that into a folder that is like, these are the graphics that I say are okay to use. Or, I mean, like, just manage yourself. Like, pick, you know, 3 coffee cup graphics if you're trying to promote your coffee chats. Say, these are the 3 coffee graphics that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to stick with this for ease of use for the time being. And then you can adjust that, I don't know, maybe 90, like, think of that almost quarterly. Like, you can go in and clean up your images quarterly, clean up your graphics quarterly, like add to that. Not a lot, you know, just like keep it minimal. I would say keep your graphics to like another 10 or 20 if it's something that you're using consistently. I apologize, my dog is snoring in the background. And so that's something that I would do like right at the front end, and that's what I'm talking about like setting up your folders and setting up a design workflow. I know a lot of people can kind of get in the weeds of like, you can set up multiple folders within a folder. I find that to be very difficult when you're here in this design process, if you have to start looking through like 75 folders to access. And so it just is kind of nice to have individual folders that you can access, you know, like regularly.